Hey folks, Peri here. Welcome back to this postmortem of the Adams campaign for my Let's Play of Stellaris. Well, where to start? Started off this new patch with 1.6 Adams, high hopes, trying a more militant empire for a change. But even with a more militant empire, at least I still want to spend part of the early game just grabbing the easy stuff. It makes no sense to wage a war on someone if you've got planets nearby that are basically free. So my goal was to build a buffer zone, carve up what I could, move towards my neighbors, and then backfill as I was going to. And naturally, open borders happen. I have a bunch of passive neighbors, so I think it was a good strategy to minimize initial conflicts so I could wait to wage a war on my own timing. Now, of course, I screwed up, and then instead of sending a fleet to go out or a corvette to go out and explore, I went and fed my fleet to the Stellarite Devourer. So that already set me on last episode into a bad mood, because that's a pretty sizable screw up to have your whole initial fleet, of 13, 14 corvettes wiped out. So that's already, puts you in the foul. And then I find this colony world here, from this civilization there, that was just the tipping point. Now game's over, it's done. This shouldn't happen. Yes, I have open borders. This shouldn't happen. If you have a sector that has this sector here, and it has a planet there, and there's a gap between them, there is a penalty that's imposed on the sectors that are disconnected. Why? Because they're not connected. There should be a similar penalty in the pathing and the AI for choosing planets. This screws the player badly. One, it just means everything I was kind of working for is now undone, because this is going to grow a bit, and I lost a planet that I actually wanted to colonize. It's a Gaia world. You have to like those. But this is going to create incredible border friction that I then have to work out. The border friction is fine in the game, but it shouldn't be put in. There shouldn't be such an arbitrary just grabbing things to create a huge amount of friction, which totally shuts off strategy alternatives for a player. And this is, I think, probably the greatest current problem with Stellaris, is there's no logistics in the game. Hyperspace sort of has one, but if this is 22010101, you just started the game, you start off with 3 corvettes. Say you're on this system here, and you decide, we're just now spacefaring. We just now figured out how to travel faster than light. You, Captain, take your ship and go to the other side of the galaxy. The response should be, we can't go that far. We need foods, fuel, supply, crew. But no, in Stellaris, it's okay. Like, I'll go over there, and then I'll come back. No, there needs to be a fundamental rethink of how that works. I don't know how you put in a supply mechanic. I'm starting to, I guess, play with some mods, because everything else on the table, I'm not confident it'll get done like it needs to, but I think it's necessary for Stellaris to grow into its next phase, because I think it's kind of one of the things that's missing. I mean, this is fine marginally. This was open kind of when they went around. But borders need to mean something. It shouldn't just be, oh look, we have a talented art department. Yes, they're open borders, but there should be, particularly for enlightened spiritual seekers, there should be a serious penalty for choosing to colonize through another empire. Because this should not have happened. I mean, this planet resources go, again, logistics and trade would also work. There should be immense penalties for this planet, both in terms of supplying itself, building, and then bringing these resources back to home. Something like that. So yeah, that's ruined what I was enjoying quite a bit. And I'll admit I had to go back and trim a little bit of my comments as I got hotter than I should. But I don't want to just throw that kind of nonsense around. It was... anyways, last other couple things real quick. Where do I want to go? Species. Well, this is my species. No, that's fine. That's fine. Fleeting is painful. Just that taking the 10 years off and then not having the quick learner replacement for it. I ran into having not enough scientists to get particularly the precursor relics because they were all dying before they reached skill 5. And that really did force me to go into Discovery second because I needed them to start with an extra level. Just for a leg up. So it's, I learned that one the hard way. Any other things? Ship designer. I learned missiles were actually pretty darn nice early on. I can't think of too much else. And I'm disappointed that it just got to that point where between the fleet annihilation, the stealth rogue shouldn't have happened colony, and that it just it's just start over. Wasn't that far into it anyways. And I guess one last thing on the colony, I know potential someone will bring up, well, Peri, why didn't you just close your borders? Again, that closing the borders would, of course, obviously solve the problem, but it still puts me in the same category of this planet being there in the border friction. It is forcing me, or it's shutting down options that I have involuntarily. I'm being forced into this arbitrarily, and it doesn't make sense. There should be multiple tiers of. I mean, if they're not going to just simply fix this, and I'm not sure they can, I'm not sure they will. I mean, it's up to them. But anyways, borders should have multiple tiers at this point. I mean, it's just all there is to it. There should be one for science ships, maybe construction ships. Second tier for transports basically a basic tier for the science and the science ships and the construction ships. A medium tier for the colony ships and the troop transports, and then a full tier for all of that plus the military ships. And your government type should even control that. Xenophiles should be penalized in some regard if they move towards the closed borders. Races like mine, fanatic militarists, authoritarians, xenophobes, should be penalized for open borders. So, I don't know. I need to kind of compose my thoughts, I think, and I am working on a review. I don't know if it'll actually get finished. There's some parts about it that I'm not satisfied with, but I should probably write this all into a post and put it on the Paradox forums. I need to get back involved in those anyways. But anyways, this will be up. There should be an Adams Campaign 2 first episode alongside this. So if you are tired of my rambling and want to go see my stew over, that should be sitting there beside it. As always, if you like where I'm going, you want to encourage more, I ask you hit the subscribe button to add to the ranks. If you have any questions or comments, if you have suggestions on other than build better or learn to play, well, you can even put those in if you want. But any comments, drop them below. I'll answer them when I see them. Thanks for your time. I hope you're enjoying Stellaris and these videos, and I will see you next time.